I'm going to call this morning's docket. You hear your name, please say close to your raise your hand. Seth Atkins. Seth Atkins.
I'm going to be handling that case as well. I got a phone call from his grandmother. I can show you the text. He is supposed to be in 19th of April. Last night I had an episode. I told him that they were going to need to get some information to me this week or at the latest Monday.
Okay, we'll recall that.
Okay.
Bryce Carroll. Bryce Carroll. Giovanni Chavez. Is this the right docket? Randy Dobbins. Randy Lee Dobbins. Christian Grindell. Thank you, Christian. Alicia Joyner. Alicia Renee Joyner. Carl McVeigh. CR 22384 Joseph Moreno is verified in custody in the Rockwall County Jail. Recall that case. Kaylee Pettis. Kaylee Pettis. It's regular docket, I guess. Julie Polens.
Your Honor, I have we'll be need to do the arraignment, but we'll do as fast as we can.
Is she here today? I'll recall that. Lena Price.
Here.
Andrea Pullings. Ms. Pullings contacted the court, indicated she will be late. We'll recall that. Robert Stanley.
Here.
Kaylin Cheatham.
Contact me on my way behind me. Call it, please.
Thank you, Mr. Damon. Anthony Brown. Jesse Epperson. Elkin Martinez. Thank you, Mr. Strada. Shane Adobe. Thank you, sir. Marcus Hernandez.
Judge, he was deported. We are, we can recall that. We'll make announcements.
All right, and I told Mr. Manning he didn't need to appear on that unless the state had additional information. Isaiah Smith. Thank you, Mr. Sarr. J.C. White. Richard Bonin. Jason Briggs, CR 22370, waiver of arraignment filed, granted pretrial March 7th. John Rigney. Amber Crisp.
Mr. President, Your Honor, I reserve announcement for the meeting and whatnot.
Thank you, Ms. Thompson. Janice Espino. Christopher McBeath. Christopher Watson. Thank you, Mr. Watson. Martavius Wilson. Gustavo Castillo. Thank you, Mr. White. Turn off your phones. Cottrell Hickerson. Probably gonna be a what? I'm probably gonna have to take it. Ryan Klassen. Lanaria Miles. Thank you, Mr. Ryan. Wendy Price. William Hayes. All right, is there anyone in the courtroom and you've not heard your name called and you expect to be on the docket? Ms. Poland's got you. Thank you. Anyone else? All right, do we have any counsel that's ready? Mr. Schmidt, are you ready? Yes, please. This is J.C. White, correct?
It is, Your Honor. 00298 and 00310.
All right, I show Mr. White is set for docket call today in both cases. Is that correct?
It is, Your Honor. Mr. Woodwack and I have been negotiating. He's made two alternative offers in this case. I'm going to ask for an additional docket call so my client can come in and review the videos with me, so we can make a decision on either of those or neither. That be the case.
Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right, court will reset Mr. White for a final docket call. Are you available on February 21st, Mr. Schmidt?
In the morning, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll set Mr. White then for final docket call Tuesday, February 21st at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Yes,
Will he sign up?
Mr. White's excuse.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Sark, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. Isaiah Smith.
Mr. Smith, if you'll come forward. Yes, thank you, Mr. Schmidt. This is CR 2279 and CR 2282, State versus Isaiah Everett Smith. And I show that Mr. Smith is set for docket call on each cause.
Yes, Judge. We could get whether it's a status check or one more reset. I'm working with the state at this point. Mrs. Smith has taken some courses.
And what's the purpose for the reset?
He has finished some classes and some courses in concerning this case itself.
Is that in agreement with the DA's office? Is this part of some kind of pre-plea offer or something, or?
Judge, Mr. Smith has some mental challenges, and he's doing some things so we can further negotiate this case. I know it's on its ninth setting, but I would note to the court that the first 5 of them were arraignments because Mr. Smith was in custody elsewhere. This is the first docket call Mr. Massar and I have been discussing. I think we're fairly close to a resolution. We just need a little bit more to push us over the edge to a resolution. if we could have a final docket call, I think that would be fair and just.
All right, Mr. Massar, are you available on February 21st?
21st, Judge? Yes, sir.
All right, court will set Mr. Smith for docket call on February 21st at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor. Might be excused.
Yes, can you approach real quick after you? Mr. Smith, are you ready? Who'd you like to call first, Mr. Smith?
John Rigney.
John Rigney, CR 2307. Mr. Rigney, just go on through there. That red rope is there for a reason. All right, Mr. Rigney is set for docket call.
That's correct, Judge. We have been reset quite a few times waiting on a forensic analysis of some digital data that has occurred. I was able to meet with Ms. Heisler yesterday to review the digital data. We were pretty well ready to resolve it. We'd asked that it be set for a plea on the March 7th docket.
March 7th.
Yes, sir.
Will it be a morning plea or afternoon plea?
Morning, plea, Judge.
Morning plea. All right, court will set Mr. Rigney then for plea on March 7th at 9 a.m. Yes, you're free to go, Mr. Rigney. Mr. Bonin.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Bonin, Richard Bonin, CR 22353. All right, Mr. Bonin is set for arraignment today. Mr. Richard Schmidt has been appointed as counsel for Mr. Bonin on the basis of indigency. We had an opportunity to review the indictment.
Yeah, Judge, at this point, was late formal reading, acknowledged to the court that his name spelled correctly, he understands what he's charged with. Enter plea of not guilty, he has to be set for pre-trial on that March 7th day.
All right, court will find that Mr. Bonin has waived the formal requirements of arraignment. The court will set him for pre-trial hearing on March 7th at 9 a.m. Mr. Schmidt, I show that there is a warrant for your client with regards to this case. I'm assuming that's going to be a surety issue.
Yes, sir. This time.
So, Mr. Bonin, there is a warrant for your arrest. Deputy Everett's going to take you into custody at this time. Here, talk to Mr. Schmidt. Talk to Mr. Schmidt. Maybe we can get something worked out. Okay. All right, Mr. Estrada.
We have Elkin Martinez Cornelio.
All right, CR 22-307. Mr. Martinez is set for pretrial.
Yes, Your Honor. We received discovery this month on the matter. We've reviewed it. There is one video of a officer's body camera that we're requesting as supplemental discovery with Van PD. We've spoken with Ms. Heisel about that. We're asking for an additional pretrial to allow time to investigate and see if that body camera is in existence.
State any objection or information?
No, Your Honor, state reached out to the MPD yesterday by email inquiring about that video. Haven't received a response yet, but we're working on it.
All right, court will set an additional pretrial hearing for Mr. Martinez. Are you available on February 21st? Well, I was asking you, Mr. Estrada. I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about you.
If I can check my calendar, Judge.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor, we can be present.
All right, Mr. Martinez is set for pretrial hearing on February 21st at 9 a.m. and we'll be in this courtroom. And Mr. Estrada, I show that Mr. Martinez is delinquent with regards to his pretrial fees. I'd ask that you meet with pretrial officer Mr. Carl Waddell, and we need to get some money paid on that, or we're gonna have a hearing on bond supervision.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have any other counsel that's ready? Mr. Prater, correct?
Shayna Dobie.
Shayna Dobie, CR 22-130-131. And I show that Ms. Dobie is set for docket call today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
We still have not received all the discovery. Some of the discovery we received right before the last setting. And there's, after going over the discovery, there's some things that won't open and some things that aren't there that we need. And I think the prosecutor's office has some new discovery also, and I believe they're working on it. It may be ready today, it may not, I'm not sure.
Judge, we know that we have discovery in the entirety because the co-defendant also had issues with everything transferring over. There is a large volume of discovery in this case. Mr. Crowder sent basically an external hard drive to our office last week, and is actively transferring everything over and making sure that everything opens, everything gets on there. But just due to the large volume, we had some issues.
Do you know how much time may be helpful for the state to be able to get all that to Mr. Frater?
Judge, I know she's working on it, so I would say by the end of the week, we would be able to either provide it to him, get it in email to him. That's being conservative. She may be done with it today, but certainly by the end of the week.
So, I mean, if I give 30 days, that should be enough.
I believe so.
Are you available on February 21st?
Believe so, Your Honor, yes.
Okay. All right, court sets Ms. Dobie then for an additional docket call on February 21st. That will be at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Frater, can I see you before you leave? Yes, sir. Morning,
Your
sir.
Honor.
Remind me your name.
Brady Wyatt and Mr. Eric Puente for William Hayes.
All right, this is cause numbers CR 22-300 through 306. I show that we are set for docket call on all of these charges. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. I think that we're pretty close to a resolution on these matters. I'm going to hopefully be able to have some time today to meet with the state on this after docket call this morning, Your Honor. So if we could get another setting on this, and I think we can get this, we're pretty close to getting this resolved.
Okay. Are you available on are you available on February 21st?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
All right. Court sets Mr. Hayes for docket call on February 21st in each cause. That will be at 9 a.m. And Mr. Wyatt, my docket's reflecting that there's a warrant for Mr. Hayes. So he's gonna be taken into custody, and I'll let you discuss that with the bailiff, and maybe you can get some more information.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Bailiff's behind you, he'll. Go ahead and have a seat, and we'll do some check-in, and we'll get to the bottom of it one way or the other. Did Mr. Cheatham arrive?
Yes, Your Honor.
Kalen Cheatham, CR 22-205.
You can check and see who issued it. Like.
Your Honor, Mr. Woodall, informed me that he had some delinquent
Yes,
fees.
let him come up, so he'll be a part of this. All right, Mr. Cheatham is set for docket call today.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Woodall informed me that there was some delinquent fees. He's been informed of that. He's gonna get that taken care of this morning. Yesterday, I spoke with the state at a new offer that I've relayed to Mr. Cheatham. Is gonna be considering that. We asked for another docket call. There is the possibility of a Dallas charge that has yet to be filed. I'd like to see if they're gonna go to grand jury on that or not, or whether they're just gonna drop it. I think hopefully if they just drop it, that might make the offer a bit better. So if we can get one more docket call, I'd appreciate that.
Are you available on February 21st?
Let me take a look and see. Unfortunately, no. I anticipate being in trial that most of that week in Smith County. I should be available the following week, though.
About March 7th.
March 7th, that works perfectly, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, court sets Mr. Cheatham then for docket call on March 7th. That'll be at 9 a.m. Mr. Dahlman, my docket reflects that there's a warrant for Mr. Cheatham as well.
Oh, I was not
So
aware of that.
I don't have any more information on that, but what I'm gonna do is have him detained over here until we get more information about that.
I'll see what I can do to get that figured out.
Mr. Cheatham, I do show that there's a warrant for your arrest. I'll get more information on that for you in a moment. I want you to come over here and have a seat in the jury box. The bailiff will come over and talk to you in a moment, get some more information.
Thank you, Judge.
Come over, have a seat. Mr. Bingham, you ready?
We are, Judge. My client, Mr. Stanley's over He's walking up now.
All right, this is CR 22-294, State versus Robert Charles Stanley for docket call.
I can't do it.
Judge, Mr. Stanley's present. I've talked to Mrs. Curry about the case. We've been reviewing additional documentation that the DA's office did not have. We've been provided it from lawyers in the civil case that are ongoing. And I won't speak for Mrs. Curry, but we do appreciate her taking the time to look at the documents and go through them. There was quite a few of them. And I believe the case, I'll let her.
Chairman, this is a currently negative homicide case arising out of a traffic crash. After reviewing the information that's been provided by Mr. Baker, don't believe the state will be able to prove criminal negligence in this case due to some actions of the driver of the other vehicle.
And I'll tell the court, this was an unusual case. There was no alcohol. There was no narcotics. My client has no criminal record. It involved a rear ending of a vehicle on I-20 that was traveling at I think around 19 miles per hour was the car that was the front car of the collision. The DA's office has been very open to looking at all the documents we've had, things that involve a looming thing called looming, and then other documents from the civil law. We really appreciate the DA's office doing that, and we think that's the right result as well.
So the state's dismissing the case.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We'll have a written motion. Second.
Okay, all right, then, Mr. Stanley, on the statement of Ms. Curry as an officer of the court, she's indicated that the state is dismissing the case, even though I do not have a written motion in order. I'm gonna consider the case dismissed and you're free to go. All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Good to see you, Mr. Speaker.
Sir.
Mr. White, are you ready on any? I'm just waiting to stay beside my paper. Ready to go. Mr. White, and then Mr. Wyatt. And Mr. Elliott. You ready, Mr. Atkins?
As much as I can, Judge.
Well, is there another one you want me to call? Is there another client you want me to call?
Well, I've got Christopher Watson right here.
Okay. Christopher Watson, CR 22-198. All right, sure, Mr. Watson is set for pretrial.
Your Honor, I'm going to be asking for another pre-trial on this. This has a number of DVDs, in fact, 16. State understands I'm going to take some time to be able to do it. Obviously, the 16 DVDs are also those that game reports. If I can have one more pre-trial, I believe this will be able to get this resolved. I think that we have a very good prospect of being able to have it over.
The objection to the state.
No, Your Honor, we've been in discussion. I'm aware that Mr. White is reviewing the discovery. It is a quite voluminous. We'd be unopposed to another pretrial.
All right, court will set. Are you available on February 21st?
Yes, I am.
All right, court sets Mr. Watson pretrial February 21st at 9 a.m. After he signs his notice of appearance, he's free to go. Who you want to call next?
Julie.
Julie Polans.
Your Honor, I recently got hired on this case. Didn't have time to file a waiver of arraignment, but our name is spelled correctly in the indictment. We are the same person that the charging instrument does reflect to, and we are pleading not guilty at this time.
All right, the court will recognize Mr. Jeff White as retained counsel for Ms. Polans. Court will also find that Ms. Polans is waiving the formal requirements of arraignment. Court will enter her plea of not guilty into the record and sets this matter for pretrial on February 21st at 9 a.m.
February 21st, Judge.
February 21st.
See how this is? Christopher Macbeth.
Mr. Macbeth. B. This is CR 14-143-302-358 set for pretrial and motions to revoke.
Your Honor, we've filed our normal pretrials on CR 22-0358. I believe the state has no opposition. I believe the state has agreed that we might, instead of setting this for a docket, set it for an evidentiary hearing on the motion to revoke for some information to come in and have us an opportunity to discuss it ourselves. We will be able to come in on that date either with a plea, bargain agreement, or for a hearing.
And that's going to be a motion to suppress or?
It will be on the motions to adjudicate and vote.
All right, then the court will set Mr. McBee then for evidentiary hearing on February 23rd. It'll be at 9 a.m.
Martavius Wilson, Judge, and the paperwork on Leon in. And last case I had James Spino.
Mr. Espino. CR 21-113 and 114 and 115. Set for docket call, I believe.
Your Honor, I believe that we will need to reset this for a docket call for another case to get resolved. Ultimately, we can come in here with any type of agreement that we might have. And Ms. Curry is not here.
What's the other case that's?
Prosecution.
Yes. Got my memory. All right, Mr. Espino is set for docket call on April 4th at 9 a.m. Mr. Espino, once you sign and get your notice of appearance, you're free to go. Yes, sir. Right, so are you ready? We do Steve first. Mr. Castillo. Gustavo Miguel Castillo, CR 22-319. Mr. White, can you approach? CR 22-319 State versus Gustavo Miguel Castillo. Mr. Castillo, if you'll raise your right hand, sir, I'm going to place you under oath. Do you swear that the testimony you give to the court today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. Yes, sir. Mr. Castillo, you can portray them. Mr. Castillo, are you a United States citizen who reads, writes, and speaks English? Yes, sir. Have you ever been diagnosed with a mental condition? No, sir. In this case, you're represented by your attorney, Mr. Nolan White. Do you feel like you've had enough time to talk with him about your case to the point that you've had all of your legal questions answered? Yes, sir. Is there anything about the paperwork that you've read over and signed today that you do not understand? No, sir. And you've read through this paperwork and where you signed that's your true and correct, signature. Is that correct? Yes, sir. And Mr. White, do you believe Mr. Castillo to be competent today, and have you explained to him his rights as they pertain to this case? Your Honor, I explained Mr. Castillo his rights. I think he All right, Mr. Castillo, you are charged by indictment with a second-degree felony offense of arson. A second-degree felony in the state of Texas carries a range of punishment of not less than 2 years in prison or more than 10 years in prison, and an optional fine not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand that full range of punishment? Yes, sir. I see that there is a plea agreement in your case wherein you would plead guilty. The state would recommend to the court that your sentence be assessed today at 10 years confinement in prison, but that sentence be suspended and you be placed on community supervision for 10 years with a $3,500 fine, 93 days in jail, for which you would have complete credit for those 93 days, and you'd be placed on intensive supervision as a condition of your community supervision. You'd also be responsible for reimbursement costs and court costs. Do you understand that to be the plea agreement in your case? Sir. All right, then, Mr. Castillo, I would ask you, how do you plead to the second-degree felony offense of arson? Guilty. Are you pleading guilty to that crime because you are guilty of committing that crime and for no other reason? Sir. Has anyone threatened, forced, or pressured you to plead guilty? No, sir. Board accepts the defendant's plea of guilt. Mr. White, any objection to the state's evidence? No, sir. All right, state's evidence is admitted and the court takes judicial notice of the defendant's judicial confession. Anything further from the state?
Yes, Your Honor. In conjunction with this plea, the state will be formally rejecting DA 2022. Make sure I get the right one. 0732, which is an additional arson charge.
All right, and is there any victim notification or for victim compliance in this case?
Judge, these are not required. The victim is Walmart. As you'll see in there, he lit a trash can in the bathroom on fire. Walmart doesn't, I don't believe has any issues. This case, there was no actual damage. I don't believe we've notified them, but I don't think that we're required to, and I don't think that Walmart would care in any case.
Okay. Anything further from the defense? All right, court will review the evidence. Right, the court has reviewed the evidence. I do find sufficient evidence to convict Mr. Castillo of this offense. Court will follow the plea agreement with one exception, and I want counsel to tell me whether or not the plea agreement is still agreed. As a condition of community supervision, I would order that Mr. Castillo not enter into any Walmart in the state of Texas, nor enter into any property in Van Zandt County at the Duke's Travel Complex for the next 10 years. Y'all want to talk about that? I give you all a few minutes to talk about that if you want. All right, I guess he doesn't have a choice. He has a choice. Well, that's a consequence of his actions. He's trying to catch a store on fire and then go across town and try to catch another store on fire. I don't think that's. It's probation. All right, then the court's going to order that as special condition of supervision, Mr. Castillo shall not enter upon the premises of any Walmart in the state of Texas or the Duke's Travel Complex here in Van Zandt. All right, the court hereby follows the plea agreement. The court convicts Mr. Gustavo Miguel Castillo of arson, a second-degree felony, assesses his punishment at 10 years confinement. The Texas Department of Criminal Justice Institutional Division court will suspend that sentence, place Mr. Castillo on 10 years community supervision, orders him to pay a fine of $3,500, 93 days in jail as a condition of community supervision, and placement of Mr. Castillo on the intensive supervision program as a condition of community supervision. Court orders court costs of $290 and reimbursement fees of $35. All right, Mr. Castillo, you hereby remanded to the custody of the Van Zandt County Community Supervision and Corrections Department so they can carry out the terms and conditions of the sentence. I'm gonna have you step forward over here with Deputy Everett. He's gonna take the fingerprint, and then the probation officers will give you more information. Let's go right over to this table, right? You may. Who do you want next, Mr. White? Can we just go ahead and go ahead and go ahead and do one. Okay, if you want to go ahead and pull it.
We had them in the court. If I can get confirmations. Also from the yeah, if I get some written confirmation. Okay, I'll work on it. Thank you. Okay.
All right, Lanaria Miles, CR 2238, CR 2239. Show that Ms. Miles has set one plea. Or separate Dr. Collins, there's a plea. Ms. Miles, if you'll raise your right hand, I'm going to place you under oath. Ma'am, do you swear that the testimony you give to the court today would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. All right, you can put your hand down. Your name is Lanaria, is it Vanche Miles or Vanche?
Mario Vanche Mouse.
All right. And Miss Miles, are you a United States citizen who reads, writes, and speaks English?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been diagnosed with a mental condition? In this case, you're represented by your attorney, Mr. Nolan White. Are you pleased with him as your attorney?
Yes.
Like you've had enough time to talk with him about your case, you've had all your legal questions answered?
Yes.
Is there anything, Ms. Miles, about this paperwork that you've read over and signed today that you do not understand? All right, and Mr. White, do you believe Ms. Miles to be competent today, and have you explained to her her rights and also the advantages and disadvantages of a deferred adjudication plea?
I've also explained how education works and explained the advantages in suspension.
Thank you, Mr. White. All right, Ms. Miles, I see that in cause number CR 2239, you are intending on pleading guilty to a third-degree felony offense of escape while arrested or confined. A third-degree felony has a range of punishment of not less than 2 years in prison or more than 10 years in prison and a fine of not more than $10,000. I see the agreement is that you would plead guilty to that. The state would be recommending that the court not convict you today, but defer a finding of guilt, place you on community supervision for 3 years. You would have a $2,000 fine plus court costs, restitution, reimbursement fees, and the state would be dismissing your possession of controlled substance group to 4 grams to 400 grams. Is that your understanding of the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Miles, then I would ask you at this time, how do you plead to escape while arrested or confined?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty to that crime because you are guilty of committing that crime and for no other reason? Has anyone threatened, forced, or pressured you to plead guilty today?
No.
All right, court will accept the defendant's plea of guilt. Mr. White, any objection to state's evidence?
No.
All right, state's evidence is admitted and the court takes judicial notice of the defendant's judicial confession. Anything further from the state?
No, Your Honor, we'd rest and close at this time.
From the defense?
No.
All right, court's going to review the evidence. All right, court has reviewed the evidence and finds that there is sufficient evidence to convict Ms. Miles of this offense. The court will follow the plea agreement in this case. Court hereby defers a finding of guilt for escape while arrested and confined, a third-degree felony. Court places Ms. Miles on 3 years community supervision, orders her to pay a $2,000 fine, $180 restitution, $35 reimbursement fees, $290 court costs, and the court dismisses CR 2238 possession of controlled substance under section 1245 of the Texas Penal Code. All right, Ms. Miles, you are remanded to the custody of the probation department so they can carry out the terms and conditions. Have you come forward, the deputy ever here, and he's gonna take your fingerprint. And then the probation officers over here will give you more information. Who you want next, Mr. White?
Your Honor, you call,
Ryan Fossen, CR 21-331, CR 22-59. Show that we are separate pretrial.
Your Honor, at this time, the state, bring the best to move it over to the plea. We do have one small issue. I don't anticipate it being an issue, but, Mr. Plaza is Canadian. He's been 16 years, so he works for the police, things like that. We need to make sure that is it going to be. I see that he's checked his, using the process of trying to get his citizenship here in the United States. He needs to check those orders to make sure we can't just read yesterday. Check.
All right, court will reset to the class. You want the February 21st, Mr. White? Are you available on that day? All right, court sets Mr. Classen then for. We'll just put docket call that way, give you all some time to figure that out. February 21st at 9 a.m. All right, you're free to go. Who you like next?
This Price.
Wendy Price, CR 22-339.
Your Honor, we were here the last time, we filed a motion for discovery of blood evidence. I got an email to this. The labs, contacted the lab's gonna for 30 days.
Judge, the lab provided some of the requested documents yesterday that said it was take 30 to 60 days to apply for the rest of the request. I told Mr. White, I don't objection to a 60-day reset on this, since the lab is open. It'll be no later than 30 days.
All right, what about March 28th? All right, court sets Ms. Price for pretrial March 28th. That'll be at 9 a.m. Actually, let me see. Yeah, March 28th. We may not be in this courtroom that week. They may be completing our construction, so we'll let you know. We hope they're here, make all the final changes.
Dwight.
Your Honor, I got a plea, but also had a setbacks. I haven't had any chance to be able to confirm anything other than what I've got from my office and the text message from the grandmother. And that's the only combination at this point. Like I said before, I told him that they would need to be able to provide some better directions by the end of the week or Monday.
You said he was supposed to be in a behavioral center?
UT behavior. That's what, I'm assuming it's high. But, even by the office yesterday, I didn't notice.
All right, for the record, this is CR 22-1, CR 22-236, State versus Seth Edward Atkins, set for pretrial. Court will take an ISI under advisement until noon tomorrow. And to allow Mr. White to be able to get information from the family regarding whether or not Mr. Atkins is currently in the UT behavioral health center. Let's go ahead and we'll set this for pretrial on February 21st. In the chance that he is in a behavioral health center, we'll go ahead and reset that. If not, we'll just issue an ISI. Octavius Wilson. Sir. Come on up, Ms. Wilson. All right, so this is cause number CR 22-343. State versus Octavius Antoine Wilson. Mr. Wilson, if you'll raise your right hand. Sir, do you swear that the testimony you give to the court today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, thanks, sir. You put your hand down. All right, Mr. Wilson, are you a United States citizen who reads, writes, and speaks English? Have you ever been diagnosed with a mental condition? In this case, you're represented by your attorney, Mr. Jeff White. Are you pleased with his representation of you? Are you pleased with him as your attorney? Do you feel like you've had enough time to talk to him about your case? You've had all your legal questions answered? And you've read over this paperwork today. Is there anything about this paperwork that you do not understand? All right. Mr. White, have you explained to Mr. Wilson his rights as they pertain to this case and also the advantages and disadvantages of a deferred adjudication plea?
I have, Your Honor. I believe he understands that this is a situation where he has something good happen to him to go off his record. Also, he has a very long road. In the event that something does not go right, he'd be looking at 20 years. I believe he understands all that and is competent to make the decisions that he's making today.
Thank you, Mr. White. All right, Mr. Wilson, I see you are charged by indictment with a second-degree felony offense of possession of a controlled substance between 4 grams up to 200 grams. A second-degree felony carries a range of punishment of not less than 2 years in prison and not more than 20 years in prison, and a fine of not more than $10,000. That means that if I approve this plea agreement today, wherein the state's recommending that I put you on deferred community supervision for 6 years, assessing a fine, restitution, and court costs, reimbursement fees. If I approve this plea agreement today and you subsequently violate any of the terms of your community supervision, the state can file a motion, bring you back before the court, have a hearing, and if the evidence proves that you violated one of your conditions, the court could do several things. The court, one of those being the court could adjudicate you. That means convict you of the offense. The court could revoke your community supervision. The court could assess your punishment all the way up to the maximum 20 years in prison. You understand that, correct? And understanding that, you still wish to go forward with your plea? Okay, all right, then Mr. Wilson, how do you plead to second degree felony possession of controlled substance in felony group 1 or 1B greater than or equal to 4 grams and less than 200 grams? Are you pleading guilty to this crime because you are guilty of committing this crime? Has anyone threatened, forced, or pressured you to plead guilty? All right, court will accept the defendant's plea of guilt. Mr. White, any objections to state's evidence?
No objection, Your Honor.
State's evidence is admitted to State's Exhibit 1, and the court will take judicial notice of Mr. Wilson's judicial confession. Anything further from the state?
Judge, I just want to make sure that paperwork talking about DA 22-0562.
It does.
Okay, we just want to make sure that we were following all of Mr. Wilson's business today. With that, we have nothing further.
None. Anything further from the defense? All right, court's going to review the evidence. Right, the court has reviewed the evidence and finds that there is sufficient evidence to convict the defendant of this offense. Court will follow the plea agreement in this case. Court hereby defers a finding of guilt, places Mr. Wilson on 6 years community supervision, assesses a $1,500 fine, $180 restitution, $290 court costs, and $35 reimbursement fee. Court also dismisses under section 1245, DA 2022-562, possession of marijuana 4 ounces to 5 pounds. I noticed that there was a weapon referenced in the office report, but I do not see anything that indicates that the weapon was seized. You know, Mr. Woodward?
We don't recall one.
Being seized. Yeah, it just says that Mr. Peterson advised Sergeant Walls that he had a firearm under the driver's seat.
I believe the driver was allowed to keep.
Okay, just want to make sure it wasn't a seizure or destruction issue we needed to.
My record would be, Ben, police department, non season.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Wilson. Court hereby remains you to the custody of the community supervision corrections department, so they carry out the terms and conditions of the sentence. I'm happy to come forward to be fingerprinted with Deputy Everett, and then the probation officers will give you more information. Okay? You have anything this afternoon, Liz?
I hope not, because I'm not ready.
Nope, I don't see you on there. So you know, only take the afternoon off together. Is it Mr. Elliott still here? Okay.
It'll be on Mr. Brown, and it is interstate transfer, so it's a little
That's fine. I
complicated.
just want to make sure I didn't know if it was. Okay. Let's go ahead and call CR 22-378, Mr. Hernandez. Do we have any update from the court on his status in the country?
Judge, Mr. Hernandez has been keeping the case pending for a while to see if it I have put this in the case in the, I basically said it about 2 years out, I'm not going to draw that. That is my specific course of action.
Should we, in order to make him an absconder, probably have to put a warrant on him for failure to appear?
Thought you already had one. That's not the case that we would ask,
No, I don't think so, because if he was an absconder, he would be on the docket today.
we would ask that his name be very confident he will not be present. Contact with the immigration service, as if he had been deported. And then we could have law enforcement looking for him, should he return to this country.
So what we'll do, instead of the nice eye, court's gonna find that Mr. Marcos Hernandez's personal bond is insufficient at this time. He's failed to appear in court. Court will direct clerks to issue a warrant. Let's see. Ms. Poolings and Ms. Price, I want y'all to come forward and see Ms. Burns before I call your case. Just gonna do some sanctions court hearings.
officer was the one that gave me this paper to bring with me to court.
Still working at whatever.
No, sir, I work for Redeem Home Services. It's a construction place. We do anything from boat docks to roofing. I mean, I had just recently got a raise with them as well. This month I've been behind on a lot of stuff. I'm probably about 2 months behind on my rent. I've been trying to play catch up with that. I went and paid $100 this morning to my probation fees, and I have my court court fees payment with me right now. And I'm paying it as soon as I got out of here. I've been trying to pay as much as I can and when I can. I just haven't been able to.
So there is a good one. Let's just go here. That's what I told her. This one, yeah. Good, honestly.
Yes, sir. I've been trying to make my payments. Me and my kid's mother are no longer together, so when I have the kids, I have to pay for babysitters. I have to pay.
Understand, that's what all dads have to do. That's what all parents have to do. Don't get this excuse. You can't take your probation on this because you have kids and now you have to pay. You should have paid for them. Don't bring that in here.
Yes, sir.
Not be a man, you can't get it. I'll tell you that right.
Yes, sir.
Well, tell me the reason I shouldn't send you to prison today. So I can say, go sit over there. I can ask her to go get a warrant. Bring the warrant over here, put you in jail, give you an attorney, have it here in about a month, and send you to prison. Tell me why I shouldn't do that right now.
I mean, I know I haven't been making my payments how I should be. I mean, I've been trying. I mean, I haven't been putting 100% effort into it. I know that. But I've been trying to pay what I can. I know I'm behind a lot right now, but I've been planning on trying to get it all caught up. Just as soon as I've been trying to pay as much as I can until my income tax and that stuff comes in, and I plan on paying all my stuff, or at least getting it up to date. I know that's also it's just another excuse, but I mean, I've been trying to make it at least until then where I could be able to afford to pay everything.
Why aren't you doing your community service? That isn't cost you income.
This last time when I reported, I got my where I do my community service at. I do it at the resource center in Gun Barrel. I got it switched over to the animal shelter in Athens because they're open on Sundays. I work 6 days a week, and the day that I'm off is on Sundays. I got it all switched over to where I can start going to the animal shelter on Sundays.
How many hours you work?
Been trying to get in. I've been trying to do at least the 20 hours a month that you told me. But I mean, lately I just now got it all switched over to the animal shelter.
You understand that community service is not something that's, you do it when you decide you want to do it. You understand that that's a non-negotiable.
Yes, sir.
You have to do. I mean, it's a condition of supervision. I understand you can't pay money if you don't have money. But I don't understand if you have the ability, even if you work 6 days a week, and you have to, in your 7th day, you have to go volunteer somebody to satisfy this, then you have to do it.
Yes,
That's
sir.
a consequence of the actions, decisions you made, you decided to break into someone's house.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
I've got no mercy, no sympathy for, okay, you're working 6 days a week, so it's one day a week, you do it. I don't care, figure it out, get it done.
Yes, sir.
Either that or you end up in prison.
Yes, sir.
And when it says you paid zero, I mean, you can't pay anything towards your election. I mean, not even $1, not even $1. I'm not saying $1 that you pay, I'm saying you don't even get zero. You know? So on paper, it looks like you're not even getting a penny to your election, you're not even getting a penny to your probation. You're not doing 0 hours of like community service. On paper, it looks like you're still.
Yes, sir. I didn't have my payments turned in on by the deadline, but I paid I think it was $7 to my probation this morning before court. And then I have the money order and receipt from probation, but I have the money order for my court fees too.
You understand why we're here, don't you?
Yes, sir.
You're here because the probation department says this young man is not doing what he's supposed to do. We're afraid he's about to go to prison. Let's try to intervene in his life. Show him the error of his ways so that we can avoid that.
Yes, sir.
Your next stop is prison. What that's again. Your next stop in life is prison. You are facing up to 20 years in prison. How old are you?
22.
22. You want to get out of prison when you're 42?
No, sir.
40 years in prison because
Sir.
you're double down on it. You're doubling down. You think that I won't send you to prison for that. You would be wrong.
Yes, sir. I
You
believe
would be wrong. I'm trying to tell you that, man. Because if it happens, I don't want you to stand there and go, I didn't know. I'm
Yes, sir.
telling you right now, it will happen. I'm gonna reset you one more time. The next time I get ready to go to courts over here, they're gonna say apply. Everything is supposed to be doing. We still have $215 probation. I better see something there. I better hear probation officers going to me and saying, okay, he only paid 50, but he's trying, he's exploding it. We've got these other expenses. We will work with you on that. But if you just on your nose, then I'm just gonna say, go get a warrant, state and file a motion. If I hear any evidence that says that you violated, which you already have, then I'm just gonna make my decision, I'm gonna move on.
yes, sir.
So we're gonna come back and we're gonna come back on. We'll come back on March. They give you 2 months. They can get that out of March. All right. Back on March. Giving you 2 months to get your act together. There will be no resets after March. If I don't have a good report, there will be no resets after that day. We'll come in, and if it's a negative report, I'll just say, Mr. Goodell, go on home, and get a warrant. Yep. Right?
Yes, sir.
Come back on March 28th. That'll be at 9 a.m. I will want to see how much you pay. In order to pay $215 probation and 60 to collection and 20 hours of community service, I expect to see 40 hours of community service in next month. Actually, I'm giving you more than 60 days, so I expect to see, I think your total returns 40, so I would expect to see minimum 50 hours. And you know what you're supposed to pay, so I'm gonna sit here and repeat myself. So you know what you're supposed to pay, figure out how to get that paid, or better make a really good effort and make it most of that page is both probation and collection. And you know what? You might have to have two jobs. Might have to have 3 jobs. I don't figure that out.
Yes, sir.
March 28th, we come back. That's when you out of the city. Community service. I need to see. I need to see substantial payments towards your probation. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, what year is Ms. Burns? She might be fine. Person I'm also recommending to have you do the evaluation. So, okay. Billy, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, bring your phone out. Go first. Brown, Brown. Anthony Lee Brown Jr., CR 22-204. I'm sorry, say that again, Mr. Williams.
I forgot to have my classes.
Okay, 24. All right, Mr. Brown, if you'll raise your right hand, sir. This is cause number CR 22-204, State versus Anthony Lee Brown Jr. Mr. Brown, are you a United States citizen who reads, writes, and speaks English? And do you swear that the testimony you give to the court today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. All right, you can lower your. All right, Mr. Brown, have you ever been diagnosed with a mental condition? And in this case, you are represented by your attorney, Mr. Zach Elliott. Are you pleased with him as your attorney? Do you feel like you've had enough time to talk with him about your case and have all of your legal questions answered? Is there anything about this paperwork, Mr. Brown, that you read over today that you do not understand? All right, Mr. Elliott, do you believe Mr. Brown to be competent today, and have you explained to him his rights as they pertain to this case and also the advantages and disadvantages of a deferred adjudication plea?
Yes, Your Honor. We've discussed them at length.
You believe he's competent?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Brown, you are charged by indictment with a state jail felony offense of possession of a controlled substance. I'm sorry, actually possession of marijuana greater than 4 ounces, less than or equal to 5 pounds, a state jail felony. If convicted, the range of punishment for this offense is not less than 6 months in prison, or more than 2 years in prison. and a fine not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand that full range of punishment? I see the plea agreement in your case is you would plead guilty to that crime. The state would recommend that the court not convict you today, but place you on 3 years deferred community supervision. Order you to pay a $1,500 fine plus court costs, reimbursement fees, restitution. And the state would be dismissing an unlawful carrying of a weapon, another possession of a controlled substance, and there would be a weapon forfeiture. Is that your understanding of the plea agreement today? And you understand that if the court goes along with the plea agreement and places you on community supervision, if during the period of your community supervision, you violate any of the terms or conditions of your community supervision, the court could conduct a hearing, listen to the evidence. If the court finds that you violated your community supervision, the court could do several things. One of those including convict you of the offense, revoke your community supervision, and put you in prison up to the maximum 2 years. You understand that? So understanding all of that, do you still wish to go forward? All right, Mr. Brown, then how do you plead to possession of marijuana greater than 4 ounces, less than 5 pounds? You're pleading guilty to that crime because you are guilty of that crime. And has anyone threatened you, forced you, pressured you to plead guilty today? All right, court will accept the defendant's plea of guilt. Mr. Elliott, any objection to state's evidence?
No, Your Honor.
All right, state's evidence is admitted and the court takes judicial notice of the defendant's judicial confession. Anything further from the state?
Your Honor, just, Mr. Brown does without mistake have preemptively done requirement to get that transfer for interstate contracts, just to make people aware that is already I believe taken care of as part of it.
All right, anything further from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Review the evidence. All right, the court has reviewed the evidence. It finds that there is sufficient evidence to convict Mr. Brown of this offense. What will follow the plea agreement? Court hereby defers a finding of guilt on the state jail felony offense of possession of marijuana, 4 ounces to 5 pounds. Court places Mr. Brown on 3 years community supervision. Orders him to pay a $1,500 fine, $180 restitution, $290 court costs, and $35 reimbursement fees. Court dismisses under section 1245 DA 2021-1019, unlawful carrying of a weapon, and DA 2021-1017, possession of controlled substance, penalty group 2, 4 grams to 200 grams. Court also orders the forfeiture of the weapon seized in this offense. All right, Mr. Brown, you're hereby remanded to the custody of the Community Supervision and Corrections Department so they can carry out the terms and conditions of the sentence. I'm gonna have you step forward here with Deputy Everett to be fingerprinted, and then you'll step over here with the officers. They'll tell you more about probation. Okay? Ready on Jesse Epperson.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Epperson, CR 2296, CR 2297.
May I approach?
You may. All right, court sets Mr. Epperson to enter his plea before the court on February 7th. That will be at 11 a.m. Once Mr. Epperson signs his notice of appearance, he's free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Lena Price. All right, this is the sanctions court here. All right, Mr. Price, let's see. My notes indicate that you do not work in your community service like you should be. I show that you worked 16 hours. You had 360 ordered and you've only worked 16. I show that you're current on your money, which looks good. You were clean on your UA today, so that's good. So tell me what the problem is with your work in your community service. It's 10 hours a month. It's a little more than 2 hours a week.
I had a hernia surgery on my stomach. 2 times. First time I had it, then I had to go back because it messed up. And that's what caused me to go behind on community service.
So what's your plan on getting caught up?
Doing community service. put a lot of effort in it. Now that I'm done and over with my surgery, and I can do community service now.
So do you have a job?
Yes, sir.
And what's your work schedule like?
Right now, it's like 4 days out of the week.
The reason I ask that is because you can work first Monday and get up to 50 hours. 50 hours in 1 week.
1 weekend.
1 weekend, and you're delinquent a lot, but you're delinquent 174 hours. So within 3 or 4 months of doing that, you can be completely caught up. So you've got to stay on track. You're supposed to get off of probation in May of 26. The further you fall behind on your community service,
Yes, sir.
the more likely you don't complete on time. If you don't complete on time, then one of two things happens. Either you get revoked, go to jail or prison, or two, you get extended. When you get extended, it costs you more money and more time. Right? So what we're trying to do is get you on track, get you caught up. So, and as soon as you start getting caught up on your community service hours, then I can get you out of this court and you can just go back to just reporting on probation when you're taking care of your business. When you're not taking care of business, that's when they bring you back here. We have to talk about it every month and a half. That's a waste of your time. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you come back. Today is 4th. I'm going to have you come back on March 7th. And this is going to be our goals. Okay. This is what you're going to be required to do. I want you to pay your $60 for February. I want you to pay your $65 to collections. And I need to see that you have worked 10 hours of community service. That's your monthly amount. That's not even going to catch you up. That's just what you're supposed to be doing. Let's see, you start doing this and you do this for a few times and the probation department sees that you're trying.
Yes, sir.
Then we'll get you off of this docket. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so come on up here. We have a notice of setting. She's got. All right, Mr. Carroll. All right, Mr. Carroll, let's talk about your sanction score here. I saw you back on December 15th. You complied with everything on that day except your substance abuse evaluation. And it looks like you've done that. You completed that, so that's good. While you've done that well, you've fallen off on the other things. You've fallen off on paying probation, paying your court costs, and you've fallen off on doing your community service. What's the deal on all that? Why is it that 1 month you pay and you do everything you're supposed to do, and then the next month you do good on the evaluation, but you don't do the other three? You said you paid this morning. You understand you need to have that paid before you come to court? And what did you say you think you're current on? Did you turn that into your probation officer? Yeah, y'all accept it. So she- How many hours of community service did you work? What about your $85 to court costs? Did you pay that? Are you paying that today? All right, do this. All right, let's do this, Mr. Carroll. Step across the hall, pay your $85 to collection, and then come back in, okay? All right. Do you need your case number or do you have it? You have it? All right, this is cause number CR 22-223, State versus Carl Buck Bay for arraignment and status. Mr. Bay, I reset your arraignment so you can hire an attorney. Give me some news on that.
I mean, a little more time, this, been on the bed rest, spent all last week. Giving more chance, that's been,
What's your plan on how you're gonna hire an attorney?
I mean, I hope in the next 2 weeks I'll be able to, I've got a tracker and a couple of things, I haven't been home, I've been in bed rest with my mom's house from the surgery. Now that I'm home, I'm feeling very confident.
Okay. All right, court's gonna reset Mr. McVeigh for arraignment on February 21st. To hire an attorney. Deputy Everett here is going to bring you a form. Once you sign it, then we'll give you a yellow copy.
Appreciate you working with this.
You're welcome.
That's so I don't have a driver's license. I need to get it on basic license because I live out in the country, you know, and like right now, I'm not really and it's really keeping me from living. Right now, I can probably go back to work and look at the money set. Is that something? Can you petition that with me? Possibly. I just if I have not a case license, it would sure help because, you know, every time I leave the house, I'm Chris, I'll be 17 miles out of the country. And I just, you know, with the, I've been scanning through the
You're not driving today without a license, are you?
no, it's very seldom that I've passed.
Well, there is a petition for occupational driver's license that you can file, but if you're gonna do that, you need to go do all that research, figure out where you file and all that. I can't give you legal advice or guide you on where to go or what to do on that, but there's a lot of
Yes, 22 will be living out there, you know, and I'm not able to get a work on training because I haven't landed. My grandmother gave me reference tonight. Oh, what's Texas? It's way out of
why don't, the only advice I'd give you is when you hire an attorney for this, maybe you can talk to them about that as well.
Remember the attorney that I had before that didn't show up, like, maybe I'm going on basic license.
Well, you can follow up with him or her or go to the state bar on that, so.
I figured it's good.
Well,
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome. We'll see you back on the 21st. Mr. Carroll. All right, you got your receipt. Okay. All right, so what I'm gonna do, Mr. Carroll, is I'm gonna have you come back on March 7th. That'll be our next hearing. Okay, between now and then, I've got all this written down for you, so you don't have to write it down. I expect you to pay your probation, $65, okay? Pay $85 to your court collections like you just did. Now, I don't want you to pay these things when you get here. I'm gonna pay them. You wanna pay them in the morning as you walk in here for like court collections, but you need to get these things paid in advance so that when I get probation notes, it shows he did it, he did it, he did it, versus he didn't do it, he's going to do it, he's gonna wait till he got to court. You really need to take care of this stuff ahead of time. Okay? $85 to the court collections like you did this morning. There's gonna be an additional $100, a one-time, I think, $100 right now that you're gonna have to pay to your Ellis County probation for your transfer fee. We had to transfer it out over to there. There's a $50 transfer fee there, plus some UA fees. All right, you have to pay for those. That's about $100. You'll pay that in Ellis County. Okay, and then I need you to do your 10 hours community service again, like you did. Where did you do your hours? Are you planning on going back there? Okay, do another 10 hours for February or whatever that month is. If you haven't done your January, then do your January and then do your February. That'd be 20 hours. Okay, you'd be doing 10 hours a month. And then you did that substance abuse evaluation. There's a recommendation from that evaluation that says, and this is what you need to do, you need to enroll in the marijuana diversion program class. It's in Ellis County. I've got that written on there. When we come back on March seventh, I want to see that you paid all of that, done your community service, and you've enrolled in that class and started that class, okay? All right, come over here and see Ms. Burns. We're gonna have you sign this. We'll give you a copy. You'll be free to go. Y'all need anything else, Mr. Carroll? You're free to go. All right, court is in recess until 1:30. That's the conclusion of this morning's docket. We'll resume at 1:30.